Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of the Kaze Kan Podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Ed Tama23.
And I'm being mug, and if you hear something in the background, that's me drinking my drink. Because we're doing it later than usual.
Yeah, we're cutting it a little close, but we wanted to get a podcast episode out as early as possible. A little late on rendering the one before, but so it kind of seems like out of it, we're just gonna try to do our best. But right now, let's just do a quick catch up of what's been going on. I've been picking up 3D modeling. I'm learning in Blender. Um, as far as I know, it's not too bad. I'm getting the hang of it. And
Have you made you a teacup yet?
no, I'm just doing the donut tutorial because it's like. But I mean, I'm gonna get there. But pretty soon, I'll be able to make. I'm trying to go for. I won't say much about the projects I'm working on, but as far as 3D models, I'm trying to go for that PS1 Mega Man Legend style that it's so weird how it seems like it's simple enough, but there's not a lot of tutorials on how to do it. But I think I kind of figured it out. I think it's more of a texturing thing more than a 3D modeling thing. Um,
Mhm.
but other than that, I've been reading Chainsaw Man. I just finished reading that one. As far as anime, I haven't been watching anything new other than the Amazon Invincible, which is more of a comic book than a anime. But it's honestly, I've heard hearing good things about it, and from what I've saw, it's pretty good. I like it for what it is. I still need to catch. I'm behind on an episode or two, but if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check out Invincible. It's based on a comic that's been running for almost a decade now. It was mostly known for like its ultra violence, but I mean, it had other stuff in it too. But that's one of the selling points. Um, and then
Yeah.
the
Hey, I've been watching. I just got through a while watching. Well, I got through watching one anime, but I'm watching some of the new stuff. I haven't watched the second season of Dragon Maid yet. I
I
will hop
haven't
on
yet
it
either. I'm
eventually.
waiting for it.
You got that, the 300 year. I've been killing slimes for 300 years, and now long title.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's pretty wholesome. I enjoy it.
yeah. I actually,
and and pretty much I just got through watching, what was it called, like the High Rise Assault or something like that.
I think so. High Rise Assault. Yeah,
And
I think it is. It's a.
and I really about to say,
I was gonna let the audience know it is. This series is available on Netflix. If we got the title wrong, you can look at it. The thumbnail. It's like these people wearing like these like happy masks. Like they're just wearing white masks that have a face on it, and then Mean Mug can. I haven't seen anything of it, but that's what I seen from the on Netflix. I mean,
bro, I
there's.
saw one episode to where it anime rarely does it, but it really I actually had that moment where I had to pause and just start laughing. Not at how bad it was, but just how over the top it was. Cause some dude just rolled up and literally punched someone's head off, and I thought it was just gonna be the typical "I'm gonna cut you up" or "I'm gonna shoot you." It's like, nope, the gore is like up there. Reminds me of Gantz in a way. Kind
Yeah.
of like that old scene to where that one dude from Gantz where he tried to fight that Buddha statue and he just smiled and just clapped his neck off. Man. But speaking of hyperviolence, that brings us to our unfortunate first topic,
The
Mortal
Mortal Kombat
Kombat.
movie. Yep. The specifically the 2021 release. It's available in theaters. This is not a plug-in for anything, but I watched it on HBO Max because it's part of our cable bundle. And since so I have HBO Max because I'm with Comcast, and I watched it with my wife and a group of my friends. Well, not a
And
group is
I
a
watched it alone.
yeah. And I'll tell people my consensus, and me and Mug's opinion on it very differently because our experiences with it are different. But I'll say it like this: to me, the Mortal Kombat movie is similar to playing Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat. By itself, to me, it's not really the funnest game to play. It's not my first choice in fighting game. But when you're with a group of friends and you just want to play something and just have a good laugh and just, react to the fatalities, it's a good time. So, yes, watch the Mortal Kombat movie with friends, like have a beer and laugh. But other than that, as far as the
I
actual
could
movie,
I couldn't do it by myself because I'm an actual Mortal Kombat fan. Yes, I even played the horrible mythologies and the Jax game on the PlayStation. If anyone remembers that.
no. I think the only one I really played that I remember all the characters is Armageddon, the one where they had every character.
Yeah, that'd be one of the rare ones I actually don't like. But that's only because, to make a long story short, like Deadly Alliance was but then when they made Deception, I had a lot of fun with Deception, and then when they made Armageddon, it just went a step back. I was like, nah.
Yeah, the problem with Armageddon is that one, it was cool that they had all the characters. You can even create a character, but they got rid of since there were so many characters. They had to do this thing called create your own fatality, and it was weird how you had to do it. Like,
That, and instead of everyone having three styles, you only have a style and a
weapon.
weapon. I was like, man,
Yeah, but I mean, if you miss that, then you're gonna hate Mortal Kombat 9 and X, 9 through
no, I
11.
actually played like nine.
No, but I'm saying if you
X,
like the Deadly Alliance and Deception, where you could switch from styles to weapons, where they do have that like different styles, but it's you have to pick it before the match. You can't switch it on the fly. But they did that for more of a streamline like
but it
fighting.
wasn't that bad when they did it.
No,
It's
yeah, no,
just like
no, no. I'm not gonna lie when I say 9 through 11. Nine, I like 9 and X. I haven't played 11, but I don't really care for it. Um,
11's good.
yeah, but I'm just saying like I like after like X kind of burnt out me with Mortal Kombat, burnt. Um, and there's just some weird things that they did with the game, and I honestly there I do
Oh,
like.
so you pretty much where I was to where I enjoyed 9, 10. Although 10 was good, 10 was too weird. But then when I played 11, I had fun. I actual
I'm
fun
pretty
with
sure if I
11.
just played 11, like if I got it at a bargain bin or used or rented it or something, and I played it with somebody, like I said, I probably would have fun. But it's just one of those games where I don't want to, because I don't see myself buying it for just to play it and play the story. And
Yeah,
like X, it was different because it was been years since 9, so that it kind of whoa Mortal Kombat. We haven't had a new game for the next gen. Wow. So, but
yeah, but
anyway,
it has
we're getting off
Rambo and
topic.
all that. But yeah,
We're getting off
no,
top.
we're still on topic because that movie that just shows how much I don't want to talk about that movie because it was just because where did I just so you know we're going to spoil.
Yes, huge spoilers for the movie. This is the 9 minute mark. Uh, Pretty sure when Mug uploads it, we'll put a timestamp of where to skip when we stop. But there is a
Or there might be a out of the line like message or some then but yeah. So let's just get into it. So
you've
we
been
all know
more.
the story about Sub Zero and Scorpion, unless you've been living under a rock. Like Scorpion's clan was murdered by Sub Zero, or at least that's what they would have you think, because it turned out his family was actually murdered by Quan Chi, and he only had Scorpion think that his family got killed.
You see, you're going off of
So
uh the diff. See, that's the story of Mortal Kombat, but that's not the story of the movie.
Yeah, Sub-Zero killed the family, and then Scorpion just he dies, but he just it's just what
Instead of being like not working with Quan Chi, he just kind of goes to
I will
hell. And
live for
yeah,
revenge.
they kind of do a Spawn route where he doesn't make a deal. Well, not even Spawn, because even Spawn made a deal with somebody. He doesn't make a deal with anybody. He just harnesses the power of hell.
I will be back.
And that's
And so
funny.
you fast forward to where we have the reject of a protagonist, Cole,
Yeah,
who's
what a
some
generic
MMA
character.
fighter that I never heard of. I don't know. I never seen him with the franchise. It's just he is the protagonist of this movie because he is the great descendant of Scorpion. And it's
He's
like,
not even a great descendant. He is his,
no, that's what the movie said.
I guess.
That's what Raiden said. I was like, really? That's why Raiden brought you because you like the great grandson of Scorpion.
Yes, it's
It's
just
like
genetics.
yeah.
So, but here's the thing, because we know there's going to be a sequel. I'm gonna let you know right now. That's if you remember, Sub Zero has a brother who is Noob Saibot, but in the movie they don't call him Noob Saibot.
No. New Cybot is Bihan, the one who just died.
Yeah, no, but here over here, when hear me out. Remember, in the movie, he's called Bihan because Kwai Liang is the good guy Sub Zero, the one that's voiced by Steve Blum in X.
Yeah, that's a baby brother.
So the sequel's gonna come back, and when Scorpion comes back, Sub Zero's they're gonna be like, "What? We thought we killed you," and it's just like that was my brother, and I'm actually good, you know. And then at the end of that movie, they're gonna tease Noob Saibot.
And somehow I have a bad feeling that some in Mortal Kombat 2, whenever they make it, somehow we're gonna go from Mortal Kombat 2 all the way to Mortal Kombat 6.
I mean, they've already
All in two
this whole
hours.
story is way different from the original like story, because the way I see it is that the official like whatever happens from everybody other than Origins, minor things, anything that was mentioned in 9 is the like current canon.
Yeah,
So
this just don't make any sense to that because, like, say, for instance, the movie has a chick from Mortal Kombat 5, a dude from Mortal Kombat 4, and a dude from Mortal Kombat 3 and 2. When this is supposed to be taking place around the first tournament of Mortal Kombat 1, where they, again, with the numbers, they didn't come in until 3, 4, and 5. But
hmm.
no, they're just here.
Yeah. Also, nobody. There is no actual tournament.
Tournament.
I mean, again, to be fair, the whole thing was is the original Mortal Kombat was supposed to be a game based on the movie Bloodsport with Jean Claude Van Damme. But since they lost the rights or whatever happened, they ended up just turning it into their own game, and it became popular. So the idea of there being a tournament was only due to the fact that it was going to be like the Kumite in Bloodsport. So it's okay that they don't do tournaments, but at the same time, it's just like they were talking about there's going to be a tournament. There is no tournament in this movie. Like they fight
Y'all
each
just
other,
beat
but it
each
was
other's
all
ass and kill each other.
yeah. And honestly, you could tell the movie's low budget, but they did go put where they put effort where they put a lot of effort where it needed to be. Like the Goro CG monster could have looked a lot worse. Um,
That fight was just so dumb.
no, the fight was dumb, but again, I'm just talking from a technical standpoint. Uh, we could tell most of the budget of the movie went to the CGI effects because there's a lot of scenes where there's actually surprisingly a lot of gore, which is funny because the original Mortal Kombat movie, despite it being based on the gory game, is very toned down. But this one, they're like, oh, they even showed in the trailers, like, oh, this is gonna have gore and blood.
Yeah.
which is fine. That's fine. Like,
It's
I
just how they handled everything. It's like I know that that wouldn't happen in game.
yeah, no,
I mean,
but
because for those who don't know, you can. It's like unless you're playing Armageddon, you can kill. Like you would rarely see someone kill a super boss like Goro in that manner. That's like
especially some random jobber who's not even an
nah.
official character.
I because at least when they did it in the original Mortal Kombat, it was entertaining because Johnny just punched them real hard and that just threw him off the cliff.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, to be fair, they couldn't really do much with that because the costume of Goro, because it was all practical, and that's the most impressive part about that movie is seeing behind the scenes of how they made it. But the dude can't really move in it, so they really couldn't do fight scenes with it.
But in this one, they can do whatever they want.
Yeah,
But
but they yeah,
even though they did what
I
they
will admit
wanted,
they would they
that's
I
not
will
how
say
that would have went down. If it was the Goro that we knew that fought whoever
no,
this Cole
the dude
was,
would have been gone like immediately, instantly, like just flicked his head off. But again, this is a new movie. But here's the thing: you don't waste. Like I'll say this, I enjoyed watching the movie, but you don't waste Goro like that. You don't just waste it with a jobber. Like I would have been less offended if Jax was the one that took him out. You know that.
because at least I could see that happening with Jackson. Because even though it don't make sense for him to have his metal arms in this movie, but
Yeah, that's so.
I
That was
I
another thing. That was another thing that's weird, people. If you're wondering how to watching it, a lot of things. So a lot of their signature moves and a lot of signature things that made these characters like, oh, that's what I know them for. A lot of their stuffs are like a secret
are
power
just
they
jam
have to unlock. Like Kano's laser is something he had to unlock. It's not like it's
by
cybernetically
getting mad.
by
By
getting
getting mad
yeah.
just because Liu Kang
It's
and
just
Kung Lao refer to him as
it's a
trash.
magical power. It's not an implant, which is weird. And honestly, it wouldn't have they didn't have to justify it. Kano could have just had the random thing on it, and we could have been like, oh, that's Kano. Maybe the
You
actor
know,
didn't.
no, now that I think about it, Jackson never went. He never did his signature grab, like where he just says "got you" and then he just snaps someone's back. None of that.
Oh wait, you know what? I'm calling it right now. Maybe Kano gets resurrected and he gets that metal part. Cause remember he got stabbed in the that same eye. So that's how come
Mm.
he already got his face messed up. So he's gonna have that and the eye. So maybe, but like it was just so weird. He got cut up by a reptile, and you thought he was gonna have something to cover it.
No, it's just that.
Yeah, maybe they were, but maybe the actor didn't want that. I don't know. It's hard to say. Like, and
Yeah, and the
honestly,
fact that Sonya just kills him, it's like, well,
yeah, it's kind of
I don't know who's gonna hold Mortal Kombat 2 up because that was the only thing that kept my attention was Kano. Everyone else was just,
yeah. His actor, Kano's.
hey,
I'll give it that.
reference.
Props to the Kano actor. He really sold it. Uh, he really
I,
felt like
I
that.
mean, all the other characters they fit their roles. It's just Cole. Cole is the dude that just
You have to
stands
root
out, but in a
for.
bad way.
Yeah, it's because he's not an official character. Like if it was Johnny Cage, everyone would be like, fine.
Yeah, yeah,
it,
that would have been
that's
fine
all it would.
because
That's all.
Johnny.
But they teased him. They teased him at the end. But it's just like, why didn't wasn't he just in the
Cole
movie?
Cole is gonna go to Hollywood to find Johnny Cage. It's like,
It's like
then
even in the games, the reason Johnny being there, like, see, Johnny Cage is supposed to be John Claude Van Damme's character. Um, but I like how in nine how they implement it. It's like, oh, he just thinks it's all like for the sake of a movie and whatnot. He thinks, but then he realizes the and it's funny because you think, like, even I thought, oh man, Johnny's gonna eat it, because the way it plays out. But oh no, Johnny's actually the one that survives, and he's actually a major vital role in 10 and 11. Well, 10 mostly, along with Cassie, his daughter.
Yep.
So it's kind of funny how Johnny Cage used like to be like the butt of the joke, but it ends up being like one of the. He's I still like Johnny Cage. I think I like he just has that corniness, and he would have stolen the show for me if they got a good cast to do
Yeah,
it.
he corny, but he got better when he got older too. So
Yeah, well, because he's basically like he's dad humor,
yep.
and his like that kind of humor makes sense when you have a child. It's like, oh, it's just being corny. Um,
It's like you flirting with me. Ew. No, I didn't mean it that way.
I actually like that part in MK11. I saw a clip of that where he sees his past self, and it's just so funny that he's like, oh man, I can't believe I was like that. It's like he's grown up, so
Then he makes an awkward joke, and then the older him just is like, man, get your ass over here.
yeah. So but it's kind of that's cool because we've seen a character and they they flesh them out. That's something that doesn't really get to happen in Mortal Kombat over the years until 9X and 11.
Yep.
Um,
But
but
speaking of which, going back to the actors, I don't like how they portrayed Ray Raiden in the movie. They portrayed him as an asshole for
yeah,
some
because the
reason.
one from the '90s movie was pretty chill. In fact, he's a pretty chill guy. He even reprised his mocap for the 11 Raiden
Yeah.
as a
And
DLC
would you
skin, I
see
think.
him? He might be honorific and whatnot, but he's still laid back and do whatever you got to do while having humor to him. But this one, he was just straight up, all right, you trash.
Yeah, no,
It's
he was
like,
like the world's Earth realms at stake, and you guys are joking around like like, but like even in the no, but just Raiden in the original, like in 9 and 10, he was very like, you must be
I need to
calm,
get this
John. You
job
must be
done
calm,
somehow.
uh, Kung Lao. You must, and when his mistakes in 9 caught, he became more humble. Uh, and it's like wow, it's crazy. But he always had that calmness to him. He never like berated anybody for messing up. Like even
It's like,
somebody like
oh,
Johnny
you
Cage.
don't want to get your power? Well, go home to your family. Here's the portal.
But then he'll
But
send a
then
portal.
when,
Then he'll send a portal back, and he just jumps in it.
and I was like, really? You just gotta, okay, you unlock your power. Here's the portal. You ready? I was like, dang.
And even the main character's power was lame.
Tonfas. You the descendant of Scorpion, and you gonna use some tonfas.
I think it's
This
because
ain't
it
Killer
probably was
Instinct,
because the
man.
stunt person actually knows how to use those. But again, it's just so weird how they just. I don't.
I
It's
would
I
have
get
if
it,
if
but
he used a spear and it looked cheesy and over the top. I would have took that, but come on, dude.
look, if this movie came out in the original when the original Mortal Kombat came out, then fine because there wasn't a lot of characters. But there's so many characters. There's so many things they could have done, could have, would have, should have. And the main person they pick is OC character that nobody's gonna remember.
And then he didn't even win his fight in the end. Scorpion had to come back from hell. And, I got you, fam. And just start
Well,
fighting
I mean,
Sub Zero
cause
off.
honestly, everybody would have walked out on that. Cause it's like, how are you gonna make a Mortal Kombat movie poster with Scorpion and the poster child Sub Zero and Scorpion not have a fight?
And I thought that and you would think Cole would eventually turn into that, but no, he didn't. He got some whack armor with some tonfas, and he barely did anything. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna let Scorpion fight while I get my family out of this ice.
Yeah, cause it's funny because Scorpion in 9 and I mean in 10 uh redeems himself. Like I forgot what he does, but he comes back to his human self, and he becomes Hanzo again. So
Yeah, because he realized,
Scorpion and Sub Zero kind of became their own good guys.
yeah, they're like best friends, but not for stupid reasons. Because it's like, yeah, Scorpion killed the older brother, but the older brother was being manipulated by the guy who was forcing Scorpion into slavery and whatnot
Yeah.
as an undead ninja doing his bidding.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah,
Now I remember in 9 what happened was is that Scorpion, yeah, you're right. Quan Chi tricks Scorpion into thinking the Lin Kuei did it. So when he sees Sub Zero there, he kills him, and it's
just
not.
so he could have both of them do his dirty work with
But
his undead dead servants.
he learns that the Sub Zero he killed, it was the brother of another Sub Zero, and that's when the good Sub Zero comes in, and that's because then I don't know if it's Quan Chi or Shinnok. I think it's Quan. One of them resurrects his Sub Zero's brother, and that's when he becomes Noob Saibot.
Yeah,
Also, there was a
yeah,
Nightwolf reference.
yep. It's like, look at all these references. Like, you can
Uh,
have all the references you want
Jax
in this
told the
movie.
main
That's not gonna save it.
when Jax was talking to the main character, he says, "You won the tournament. You won the belt from Eddie Tobias." And if you know the
Ha
creators,
ha
the
ha.
Boone brothers, do you know their names are Ed Boone and Tobias Boone, which is also Noob Saibot backwards.
Yeah.
I can. That's why I kind of like. I can't really fully hate Mortal Kombat because when you really think about it, at the end of the day, it's still one of those. It's like South Park. At the end of the day, it's like this series that was made by some random dudes who were just passionate about something, and it just blew up to this
I
really
know
big
Ed Boon
franchise.
didn't do this script at
No, no,
all.
no, no. But I'm pretty sure he'd be like, "Oh man, hey, that's." I'm pretty sure he looked at the fights and all that, and he's like, "Man, that's cool." They're not gonna show him. And then when you watch the movie, it's like, "Oh yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good." He doesn't seem like the person would be like, "No, you did it wrong. These characters are supposed to." He's not the kind of person that would correct you on how his character's supposed to act, because Mortal Kombat's the prime example of somebody like retelling the story of how it goes and rechanging it and revamping it. And
Well, the thing is, the only reason why they're able to get away with that is because Mortal Kombat has split timelines now.
yeah,
So I was like,
yeah, I
thank
think that
God.
I was like, what in 11, and I was like, this is just
Well, it's a perfect way to keep the series going because you can only do so much. They don't have anything else going on unless you want to go through Armageddon, which Armageddon everyone died. So what more do you do?
yeah. Well, in 9, I was like, oh man, that was shocking. It's like, oh, Liu Kang, Kung Lao, Kitana, all the good guys practically died, and
Sort
that was the.
of.
I mean, they get resurrected. Some of them get redeemed, like they get their souls back. But what I'm saying is, it's just that when you think about how 9, like X didn't like continue the story from that, and that was years too. So I was like, wow, commitment.
Yep.
But I mean, it still played out pretty well. And the new characters were fine. I did not like Melina's design in the movie, but that's because I have a huge bias. It's like I like
It's like her face was normal, but then when she got mad, her face contorted. I was like,
it. Should have like I know it would have been
she could. She's
it would have been expensive to keep her like how she looks in the original game, like 9, because in X they gave her the lips, which I do not have a problem with, because
you have a mask for a reason.
but like no, I actually like MKX Molina's design, but I'm down with Nine's like design too. I like I like Melina. She's one of my favorite characters.
Like I
So
said, she could have had a mask, and then when she got mad, she would take the mask off, and then you would see the face contoured. But
yes, but you got
yeah,
to remember these are actors. Certain actors are okay with maybe she probably wanted her face to be shown. A low budget studio, you know, it's like, who knows what the process went.
Mortal Kombat got that Warner Brothers money, so they ain't low studio.
Yeah, I know. Like, but again, all the money went to the CG, and
Yep.
like I think all of it. Honestly, I think all the money went to the Goro model.
I wouldn't be shocked.
But
But yeah,
again,
you
they
got
actually had
that.
some
And
really good combat scenes. I really did like the beginning. The way Scorpion was doing his rope and kunai fight. That was pretty cool. Honestly, the action parts are the best part of the movie. Again, it's turn your brain off fun. They actually do fatalities, and all of them are references to previous fatalities. Like Kano's heart rip, Kung, uh, Liu Kang's fire dragon, uh,
like Jax when he just claps his hands and then
Kung
pops the
Lao's
dude's head.
buzzsaw hat. That one was the one that shocked me the most because I was like, wow, they actually did that because they actually show somebody getting. You actually see somebody get sawed in half.
But then he gets killed too. And I was like,
Yeah, it's
oh.
kind of everything just kind of happened. There's no reason for it to happen. I mean, to be fair, in 9, Kung Lao gets killed, but he gets killed by Shao Kahn. Uh,
And but that's like doing Mortal Kombat too though. So I mean, at least there's like build up to it because he dies, but he just doesn't like instantly die. You know,
yeah, there's a lot of things. Well, I mean, technically he comes back anyway because
because of shenanigans.
yeah, but it's weird. I forgot. Only certain people get turned good because at the end of X, Liu Kang is like an emperor and Katana is like empress of Outer Realm. They took over. Uh,
Man, but that was only for X. They turned back good in 11.
yeah, I know because again, I don't.
Because of timelines and manipulation.
It's weird because it's hard to tell because sometimes it's you could tell like the writers at one point it's like I don't like Liu Kang. I'm tired of him being the main character. So let's make Johnny Cage and his team the main characters.
Yeah, that was pretty much the thing up to X, and then I guess they got the hint because it's like dude, I didn't like it when they killed off Liu Kang and Deadly Alliance, and only to bring it back as a weird zombie in Deception.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
I
nah,
remember that.
it's like that was just dumb.
Oh wait, he was a zombie in Armageddon too.
Yep, and
And
he died while killing Shang Tsung. I was like, yeah.
I remember I used to watch the Mortal Kombat Armageddon intro all the time when I played it because you
Yeah, it
just see
was
all those
good.
people fighting. It's a good intro for what it was. Um,
Yeah, too bad the game wasn't good, but
no,
yeah.
yeah, the game's flawed, but again, but anyway, so my overall rating for Mortal Kombat 2021 is a 7 out of 10 in terms of what I said. Watching with friends, it's a 7 out of 10. Watching it by yourself and giving it actual criticism, I would say a six.
I wouldn't even
Six.
say six. I would say a five. I mean, the actors did good jobs. It's just whoever was doing the script, we they need no
Yeah,
script
no,
writers.
but
It's
that's the
like
thing. I tell people like this. I tell people sometimes that actors can
I'm
act.
not like a movie buff, but it's just come on,
Most
man.
there's only a few actors that there are some actors where they're stilted no matter where they are, but under good directors, even bad actors can pull off some really good roles. But I don't know what else. I need to look up what else this director did. But again, when you watch it with friends, have a beer, have a laugh, maybe actually play Mortal Kombat after it. Yeah, it's a fun time. Like I think that's what they assume. That's what's going to get people to watch it. And only diehard, like if you're really a diehard fan of the story and lore of Mortal Kombat, you're kind of in the wrong place because Mortal Kombat's never been the one for consistency. But again, that's not necessarily defending them because you should be a little bit consistent with your stories at this point. But they have been so in terms of the games, but the story for the movies that's a whole different thing. So, but I'm pretty sure it's one of those things where oh yeah, it's like a fun fan film. I mean, except it's like a fan film brought to life with a high budget.
Yeah, but speaking of video games, that brings us to our next topic. I don't know. I don't. Sometimes these fanboy boys be getting under my brain cells sometimes because apparently I noticed, and that my brother kind of let me know notice this too. There's been when it comes to the Microsoft fanboys, apparently they've been trying to float a rumor to say that Microsoft was going to buy all the Japanese gaming studios like
See, I don't know.
Square Enix, Capcom, Sega, Konami. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. It's like you want it to happen, but it's not going to happen. It's like, oh, but they bought up Bethesda. Yeah, Bethesda's a Western gaming studio. Konami, even if they going through the rut they going through, they ain't gonna sell to Microsoft.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure what happened with Platinum Games is like, if anybody doesn't remember what Microsoft and Platinum debacle happened, um, Microsoft and Platinum, like, that almost put them under. Like, Scalebound almost actually destroyed one of the best game developers that gave us games like Mad World, Bayonetta, Okami, Wonderful 101, Beautiful Joe. And I know Platinum didn't release those games as Platinum like they were Clover, but I mean, think about that. When a good studio getting put to waste for nothing because
Yeah,
Microsoft one was asking for way like too much. They wanted to push the hardware to the limit. They wanted them to have attack on multiplayer, which was it was just so
not gonna happen. So the thing is, they have different philosophies on how they develop games. That's another reason why like what they want is never gonna happen. Like, because if that was the case, then Nintendo would have bought off Sega like ages ago.
yeah.
Right. But that didn't happen either. But still, it's just a thing. Oh, Microsoft was gonna buy Sega. It's like, stop. They're not.
And people forget it's like the Xbox does not sell. The Xbox and Xbox 360 has never sold well in Japan. So it's a huge
Mhm.
risk for Japanese developers to just solely rely on a console that doesn't even do well in its own country. And it's like, well, certain games were Xbox 360 exclusives like JRPGs. Yeah, and who talks about them? With the exception of Tales of Vesperia.
We're just now out on the Switch and Steam
Yeah.
and everything else.
If a JRPG gets a PC release, that doesn't count because that's what people think. It's like, oh, it's on PC, so Microsoft wins. It's like nobody's buying it off the Microsoft store, Jingus. Technically, Steam. Oh well, it's on a
Yep.
micro. You have. It's like, oh, but you have Windows, so that
Okay, what do you say to the person who has Linux? If you want to be that smart.
yeah. But like no, like even like no matter it's even PC like is just its own thing, because we all know like even Microsoft was almost trying to screw over like Steam users because they wanted to have competition because they wanted they had their own Windows store and they wanted you to buy the games off a Windows store. And does anybody
Yeah,
remember Microsoft Windows for Xbox or whatever Windows Game Center or whatever?
I don't know. You just reminded me of the nightmare I had to go through by playing Fantasy Star through the Microsoft Store, and had to be a train wreck until they released the Steam version. And once when they released the Steam version, I really came back. And in fact, they had like a situation to where they were lying about the free to play, but then when someone like myself and other people, they start jumping on them. They reverse this. Like, oh no, no, we weren't lying. It's actually free to play. It's like, oh, so you play the game to where if no one says anything about it, you'll do it for as long as you can. But the second you start getting pressure, it's like, no, 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 we said we're gonna do it. We're here this because they had a campaign and for Fantasy Star where if you log on the Microsoft Store version or the Xbox One version, they'll give you in-game money and EXP. Obviously, I don't need the
Mm-hmm.
EXP because I'm already level 100. But so I try to hop on my Xbox and say, nope, pay Xbox Live for 9.99 or pay for X Pass, whatever. And I was like, nah, shoot, that may be bad. But then eventually, it's like they changed it. I'm hoping that whenever they have the beta come out for New Genesis, they don't try to. It's like, well, you have to pay a subscription because it's a beta. It's like it's a free to play game. It's like I'm not gonna pay to play a free to play game.
Yeah, at this point, being a Microsoft fan, the problem is it's not the it's not even the developers like that are under Microsoft because there was a point
You
where
can do.
Microsoft actually made games like Microsoft Game Studio. Does anybody remember that? Like the original OG Xbox. Hey, they actually tried. I mean, the Xbox 360 they kind of tried, but after the success, they didn't need to try, and that's why the Xbox One was a colossal failure.
Well, actually, that was more of a colossal failure because someone thought it was a bright idea to force people to go all digital too early.
Uh, well, I mean, yeah. Again, there's a lot of issues why the Xbox One failed, but I'm just saying like their biggest the problem is that Microsoft really thinks that people like yes, you're gonna have the people who are committed to buying Xbox to play the next Halo, but it's just like if it
I,
gets a PC release, you really think they're gonna play it on Xbox? No, they're gonna play it on PC, and then they waste if that's the case, they wasted their money building a console because they're really the only reason why they even built a console was to have competition against Nintendo and Sony. But at this
Mhm.
point, they're not even a competition. They're just an alternative. It's like, well, I've
Hey,
had an Xbox
because if
360.
people ain't getting the Switch, they either getting a PC or they trying to get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure you can get your hands on an Xbox, the new Xbox, before you can get your hands on a PS5. And since they're all both practically computers. They're just high end computers, so you might as well just buy a PC. But like the only exclusives you're really gonna get on an Xbox console now is now the Xbox Bethesda games, but
PC or leaders, I was like,
but you're just gonna get Gears of War and Halo. But like if you're a JRPG fan, you're a fool if you're gonna buy a Xbox or Xbox One.
because they don't have any Japanese role playing games. But then I quote one of the hardcore people who support Microsoft. Microsoft doesn't need any Japanese games. Or another quote from a ignorant fan, so to speak. If your breath smells like fish, I don't want to talk to you. And I was like, okay, bro. It's like you want people to play your console, but you wonder why they don't want to deal with you.
Yeah, but I mean, again, it's like if you're just gonna play Fortnite, you're just gonna play Call of Duty, you're gonna play Gears of War, and you don't want to switch to PlayStation because you've already spent so much money using Xbox services, yeah, then fine, whatever. But don't be surprised if like someone like me, like, cause that was the thing. I was just like, I'm not worried about playing the new Call of Duty on PlayStation 3. Plus, at the time, PlayStation 3 was free, and you had games that actually ran some really decent multiplayer, and it didn't cost nothing. So it all,
Yeah.
it's just how you just see it now. I mean, nowadays they're charging it. So Donkey did a video on Microsoft, and it's just like, yeah, it's just like Thank you, Microsoft, for convincing your competitors to stoop to your level.
Yeah, thanks for forcing people to pay two internet bills instead of one internet bill. Mhm.
Yeah, but
It's not that much. It's like you're not gonna win the logical argument to tell me that I have to pay to use a service to gain access to a server when I'm already doing that with my cable provider,
mm-hmm.
whether it's AT&T, Comcast, Files, whoever. It's like that will never make sense to me on why do I have to pay two internet bills when I already have a internet bill that goes for cable, TV, and all this other stuff.
Yeah, but I never see. I just never
No, no,
grew.
I don't have a Netflix subscription or any of the subscriptions that you're like, because I can already hear, but you pay for Netflix. No, I don't have a Netflix. I don't look at Crunchyroll, none of that. I just go to a random website and look at a stream.
Yeah, but like, and before that, nowadays you get two free games. I mean, but PlayStation was doing that before that, but like Xbox started doing it. But it's like you you think about it when you were paying for all that, whatever reason you were paying for Xbox Live, you didn't get anything out of it. You were just getting the ability to play. Like it was just like permission almost. But you didn't get nothing out of it. At least with PlayStation, it's just like, well, sure, you're paying $9.99 a month. It's like, yeah, but I get two free games out of it. Oh, but they're random. Yeah, but again, I got something out of it. With Xbox, you never got anything other than the fact you could play online with your friends. And again, that stuff made sense when the original Xbox came out, but when internet practically caused nothing and we were coming into the era of online gaming, there was no need for that. Like even PC, you don't have to pay online services. Imagine nobody would use Steam if you had to pay for Steam to use the Steam stuff, store, play online. It's just like,
I mean, why do you think Stadia is crumbling apart?
oh, don't open that. Don't kick that hornet's nest.
But it's true though. Google wants us to pay a subscription fee to a storefront. Dumb.
Yeah, but I mean, sooner or later, it's just like, oh, somebody's gonna say,
I
well,
mean,
it's
I at least with Microsoft, I can go to the storefront and I don't have to pay them a subscription fee just to go through the storefront.
yeah.
It's like going to an HEB or a Walmart. Oh, you open the bull door, that'll be $2. What? What?
Well, I mean, uh, Costco is similar. Somebody will say Costco and Sam's Club. You have to pay for a membership to shop there.
Oh, I don't go to either place,
No,
so
but I mean, yeah, I'm just saying that people really go out of their way to defend companies that do not care about anything about
notice
you
me,
other than
Phil
your money.
Spencer. Watch as I stump for you over a piece of plastic that even you don't care about.
It's just like, look, the Xbox just needs to, I don't know, like just get their act together. But who knows?
I
Who
mean,
knows what?
I'm hyped for the next Elder Scrolls game to come out, and I'm hyped because I know it won't be busted day one, or at least I'm trusting Microsoft to ensure it's not busted on day
Yeah,
one.
so they're either I bet you they're gonna, because of that, what they end up doing, and this all depends. Maybe Bethesda had a contract with them, so it either is they get a year on Microsoft stores, then after that year, then it gets released on other consoles. Because even Sony's releasing a lot of their games on Epic and PC. Like Horizon Zero Dawn got a Steam release. And I was like, what? That's a Sony game. This feels almost blasphemous. But even it's now Horizon Zero Dawn's also on Steam, Epic. So is Detroit Become Human and Days Gone. It's like, whoa, place.
And Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, but Kingdom Hearts is but what I'm saying is that PlayStation games are getting PC releases before Xbox even decides to do anything. So I think
How long did it
Sony's
take
already
us
on
to
the
get Halo 2?
I think Sony's on the idea that their only way for them to survive if their PlayStation 5 doesn't sell well is to release games that did well, or maybe were just did okay, something that no matter what they still own the license to it and they'll still make money off of it and release it on PC.
It'll come out on Epic first, but then after when that time is up, then it goes to Steam and then they make their money.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot more people on Steam than there is the Epic Game Store. Yes, I said it.
And I mean Xbox got the if you have the Xbox Game Pass, you can play certain games for free, but it's like a subscription service, but you have to install the game. The downside is certain games get taken off the deals, so like let's say if you wanted to play this game, then suddenly that expired, so now you can't play that game on your account anymore because only certain games you could play free, like as long as you have the it's like PlayStation Gold. Yeah, PlayStation Plus. You get two free you get but it's more like streaming too, where you get this library of games you can play, but some of them expire and you can buy them, but you can't play them for free anymore. But the Yakuza franchise is free on the Xbox Game Pass, which is pretty cool.
Uh,
I like that concept in a sense, like, oh, I don't want to buy an Xbox One, but I want to play
but
Xbox
that
games.
concept can go wrong though.
No, it is the wrong part is
Because getting back to Sony, they actually stepped back and changed their mind. Because I'll let you take that one.
oh yeah. So for what he meant what by that is recently Sony made an announcement a few months, like a month ago, 2 months ago, saying that soon the PlayStation 3 library will get taken down. So the PlayStation Store for on the Vita and the PlayStation 3 were going to be kaput. So, like me and I'm pretty sure many others, if you were games that you wanted to buy, chances were you would buy them and keep them downloaded on your PlayStation 3 because when the store dies, there's no way to retrieve them if you deleted them off your PlayStation. At least that's what we thought. But
Is
most
either
people,
that or you had to go to piracy, which
yeah.
I know so they ain't gonna let that happen
But with
because
I'm
that's too much money.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure that they got a lot of complaints. People, Sony cracked under the pressure. Sorry, I was yawning. Sony cracked under the pressure and decided to keep the store, which is fine because this shows that all right, Sony's not that Sony's not gotten to they kind of get to that Xbox Microsoft arrogant where they think, oh, people bought our consoles, they're gonna listen to us, but they're also at the same time they got to get reminded that the PlayStation 3, the sales of that, and they need to get
Weren't
rehumbled.
that good in the beginning.
Yeah, so the PlayStation 3 kind of makes them humble again. It's like, oh, we don't want another PlayStation 3 fiasco. Because that literally almost put them out. Like, if the PlayStation 4 didn't sell, if it wasn't the king of the consoles, that probably would have killed Sony.
Yep. It was a miracle that someone thought it was a wise idea to, hey, we're all forcing everyone to go to the future, but you won't be able to do use games.
Yeah, but I mean,
They got lucky on
Yeah,
that one.
Sony worked on that. They used it against Microsoft. The price tag was cheaper by $100. It came out before the Xbox One,
Yep.
so everything worked in its favor. And the PlayStation, I'll be honest with you, I like the PlayStation 4. Um, I had
That made
fun
me
with it.
laugh on the game that they were playing because it's like, okay, we're still gonna shut down the PSP server, but we're not. But we're keeping the PlayStation. Oh, okay, I get it. So they know everyone's emulating the PSP, but now and they can't make money off of that. So instead, we'll keep the PlayStation 3 and the Vita because people are still making stuff for the Vita, which I was like, it makes me happy,
Yeah.
but at the same time, how? I thought the Vita was dead, but people
Yeah.
are still making stuff for it.
Well, it's because the Vita's doing is like did well in Japan. But if you want to play some Vita games, chances are it's gonna get released on PC. There was this game called Uppers, and I was like, wow, it's a PS Vita game that you can download because it was region free. But the problem was is that but like, oh, it was pretty cool because like it was a marvelous game and it got released. It got a PC release.
Maybe they should make them another handheld. I mean, that has to be a sign. If people are still making software for the Vita, they should make another one. Now, I'm not saying make a Vita 2, but yeah, just make something. Cause although the Vita, they say, oh, I don't want a Vita, it's underrated. Da 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 da. It's like the Vita was a good system. It's just when it comes to it, they made some mistakes because the PSP, even though a bunch of people were hacking the PSP, it's
It
like
was
the
still
PSP
selling.
was successful. Because for the people who weren't as tech savvy, I can have my PlayStation games on the go, and I can play my videos on the go. And for the technically savvy, it's like, man, I could just like get some software and have a field day with it.
Yeah, but let's see.
Because you notice the same thing is happening with the Switch too. It's like I can play my games on the go for the people who are less savvy, but for the people who are savvy, oh, I could just do this thing and have a field day with it. It's like come on, Sony. It's like you can make another handheld system if you don't focus on it, fine, but just have some competition for Nintendo. That way, it ain't so Nintendo could get off their high horse and stop being cocky and shit.
Yeah. Ugh. And that's the only. I think it's funny because like we're back and forth at Microsoft and Sony, but I mean, well, to be fair, we've always reamed on Nintendo, so it's kind of a. It might be a breath of fresh air to
We
just
hate everyone equally, even PC.
let's rephrase it. We hate a lot of practices that they do that doesn't make it that makes us keep us from being like an ultimate fanboy and defending them for the most pettiest things. Because at the end of the day,
Yep.
the only thing you should really defend is your own wallet. And it's just like I don't care if you can afford it. If there's no reason to spend that much money, there's no reason to. I mean, look what happened. Games are getting more expensive. We were all like, "Oh, games are not going to get expensive." No, yes they are. They're like $69.99. I mean, you could buy it cheaper digitally. And you buy a PC version, chances are it's going to be $59. But if you're going to buy
But
the
ain't
game
it
on,
just slowly creeping back to how it was when we were younger, to where Super Nintendo games were like $80 and stuff like that?
yeah, yeah, it happens. But it's also because like these consoles are getting more expensive. Yet they want to charge five like they like the PS5 to get a specs with it. You're probably looking somewhere like $900, but they're not going to charge you $900. So they're going to charge you like
Yeah.
$699, maybe no $599, $699. They got to keep it between 500. Like I want to say 600 is the threshold. If you because the PS3 was that I think
No,
$600.
no, no. PS3 was 800. Nah, I
Oh my
remember.
gosh, I've
Yeah,
the price. Yeah, see, so like,
painful.
yep, can't even imagine buying it the first gen.
I mean, there's a reason why we got the crap meme and all these other memes with that evil, not evil, but the
E3.
uh, yeah, yeah. Speaking of E3, we're gonna have another E3 that's digital, but I won't really care about it because it don't got the flair of what we thought E3 used to be.
Yeah, most of the time they're just to
It's
see
like
some cool trailers, but not even anymore. They don't really show off gameplay, and if they do, it's all pre-rendered and predetermined. There's nothing fun. I mean, PAX and all those stuff. You kind of what you really go for at that point is the little indie booths.
Oh, and new news this week. I don't know if your wife told you about it, but apparently, Tales of Arise is actually coming out.
Yeah, no, I saw the trailer. I seen it. Yes.
I thought it was vaporware.
Yeah. No multiplayer.
Why? Oh, wait a minute. It was made in Unreal and there, and Namco is still learning Unreal. It's like Harada though, from the dude who makes Tekken, he knows how to do Unreal, but that took him how long Tekken 7 has been out?
I don't know. Tekken 7 been out since 2017.
Mm, 17.
About
Wow,
4 years.
5 years. It took them 5 years to figure out what Unreal is, and I'm guessing the Tales of team they're having a field day trying to learn that too. I mean, cause I like Unreal. It's just Unreal has that problem to where you can make a game look as realistic as you want, but I can't shake the feeling that it just looks the colors just look bad,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Because it's like if I look at a light bulb, the light bulb isn't, you don't get like a hard shade of brown from the light bulb. Like you get yellow, white, and all these other colors, depending on what type of light bulb you get. But you get where I'm going,
Sort of.
because it seems like the more realistic they make it, the more it looks like mud, and it's like that. I know
Yeah,
wood
so the
does
game, I
not
mean,
look
the
like
character
mud.
designs, I like the way some of the style and look of the Arise game looks, but I think the problem is like is not a in itself does not completely bad, but it had multiplayer in it, so that was good. But the problem was is that the active battle system in 30
Yeah, that was
frames.
weird.
But look what happened when Bizarria came out.
Well, if you had it on PC, you could put a patch on it, but still, it just ugh.
Yeah, but the original intent was 30 frames, like you know. But
Yeah,
Bizarria's solid 60 because they did the way the old-fashioned way, spawn in a different area and fight, and it's fast paced, and I mean that's what made a lot of people, you know, like Bizarria. And I see more people talk about Bizarria than they bring up Zisteria.
yeah.
But also the multiplayer aspect is the main thing that my wife and her siblings love it for the series for is because they play together. And when you take away that,
But
I know some people
it's
play.
just why though. I think they might do the thing to where it's in there, but you got to find a special item for it to activate. I mean, they did that before, or at least I'm hoping that based off of what you're telling me, they doing that again to where you got to find the special flag, and once you get the special flag, then you can have another person join you through multiplayer. But I don't know
Right.
how long it'll take you to find the flag.
Yeah. So I've seen but it looks cool. I think the most interesting part is the female pro tag is using a gun. I mean, I know there's been characters that use guns and everything, but it's just like, oh wow,
Now, what do you mean? We never seen that in American Tales of games.
who knows?
Uh,
My anyway, my wife's and her siblings are probably still gonna play it and buy it. So I mean, I am a bystander when it comes to most Tales of franchises. I think the only one but I think I'll sit out on this one. I'll just probably watch it.
Shit, I can run it on my rig, so I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, me personally, I just don't see myself playing it
I mean,
unless,
I
of course.
could get it on the PlayStation, but I don't feel like. I don't feel like hearing my engine roar while I'm having a session. And as for me getting it on Xbox, my Xbox has a weird problem to where the fan keeps making a weird tapering noise and it just gets annoying after a while.
Yeah.
Like a penny is just stuck on the fan, but then when you look at the fan, there's nothing in there. It's I just want
Yeah.
to just snapping that knife in there to stop that noise.
I think they'll. So for me, I'm gonna hold off on playing Tales of because I think I'm probably I don't. It's not gonna come out anytime soon. But right now, the only games I'm really interested in is the new Nier game and No More Heroes 3. I think there's some other games that are indie, but as far as I know, those are the two games that I'm like really waiting for.
Yep, yep. So I wonder how the execution of the game is going to be. Is going to be more simple fly fight, or will it be more technical? Who knows? But I do know it's going to be interesting. But speaking of technicality, that brings us to our last topic. But this is more to do with the FGC, so I'll take it away on this one.
All right.
So apparently, it's like I had a light bulb moment to where people were saying that they shouldn't make fighting games too easy, and now I get what they're saying. They're not trying to say, well, how do I'm trying to figure out how to simplify this. The best way
I
I can simplify is this: having an easy game pretty much is not fun to watch because then people will do the same thing over and over. But that's not saying the game should be hyper advanced and no one can get in. Essentially, the top players are asking for fighting games that are entertaining, hard, but not easy to the point to where it's brain dead, if that
well,
makes
I
sense.
mean, you know the phrase how it goes is easy to pick up, difficult to master.
Sad. But and I notice as I played the newer games like Street Fighter Five, Guilty Gear, Tekken, it's less about the the skill of the player and it's more about just counter juggle. That's it. Because like perfect example would be Tekken to where if you're playing Tekken with your friends, yeah, you're gonna have a good time. But if you play high level Tekken, you're not it doesn't really look that entertaining because you just seeing people do the same combo strings over and over again because they either do two things. They spaz out like they do doing melee with the wave dash and just to throw off the player, and then after that they try to go for a counter sample combo. And I know the people's like what is this counter sample combo? Sample combos in Tekken long time ago, it was pretty much for the people who was like, hey, you don't have to know how to do 10 hit combos. Here's a small simple combo where you can do maybe 4 hits or 5 hits, and that still does as much damage. And pretty much that's what a sample combo is. And what would happen is what I notice in the most highest and high. It's like, yeah, you might have a good match or two, but most of the time it's just okay. They're dashing and they're dashing back and forth, and it's like, what do they do after they dash? Sample combo, no 10 hit combo, no outlandish stuff. It's just sample combos. It's like, oh, I missed. Well, time to do a wave dash backwards. Hopefully that'll throw the person off. Then okay, that threw him off. Let me go for a sample combo, and that's it. Like you don't see the moments like what was it? Which evil moment was it? Because there's too many more moments. Like
37?
like the one between, yeah, yeah,
Daigo and
like 37.
Justin.
Yeah, they know it's like, yeah, Third Strike, you can do the same concept by doing things to juggle people into things, but that match wasn't. It's like no, to this day, no one could tell you that, oh, this guy's about to die. I guess the only thing you can do is parry the whole combo and kill your opponent. It's like that does not happen. And that's what I want to see from high level fighting games, to where it's hype, the person is doing something outlandish that no one thought would be possible, and everyone's having hype. It's like I want more of that in my fighting games instead of, well, someone did a 6A to this button combination, so you can only either block it, run away, or you can try to punish it. And it's like, dude, I don't want, it's like I get it now. They just don't want the sameness. They don't want it to be brain dead to where you can just do the same thing over and over and over again, and then it just gets boring. Because I guess the perfect analogy I can make this sound easier is like, imagine if you played Smash, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the person you fought picked Pikachu, right?
Mm-hmm.
And now imagine the only thing the dude does is try to run up and then throw you into the air to do Pikachu's Thunderbolt. And that's the only thing he does. He doesn't do anything different. Wouldn't that be boring?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you will win against him because you know how to like deal with it, but still, that's not interesting to watch because it's like, oh, I wonder what he's gonna do. He's gonna run up and grab him and do the down B. This is so entertaining. Like this is high level play. And I was like, it's like, so pretty much when they say fighting games shouldn't be easy, they're not trying to say they want this hyper advanced game that only a small handful of people to get. They just don't want to see the same things over and over again. Like, have you ever had that happen to you when it comes to video by fighting games?
Yeah. I mean, yes and no, because I mean, when I play, I usually just. I'm always kind of like, I play it and I dabble with it, and I'm like, my thing
Like,
is that my problem is that a lot of people just don't want to play that a specific fighting game that I feel like playing. Like, or everybody right now, it's just like right now, like people are kind of playing Rev, but a lot of people are like, oh, I'm just gonna wait till Strive comes out. It's like, why don't you play Strive until Rev until Strive comes out?
but that happens because I'm guilty of that because it's a moment to where I'm not playing Fantasy Star because New Genesis is around the corner. It's like, oh, but why don't you play New Genesis? Like, well, I did everything in Fantasy Star. I've been everywhere. I got everything I wanted, and I have all the money that I could ever know what to do with in that game. But yeah, but that's what makes the games interesting. Like being able to never know what your opponent's gonna do, but now it's just, all right. I'm fighting a Akuma player. I wonder what he's gonna do. Oh, he's just gonna spam fireballs. Who would have thought? Or the weird combos that Akuma has. It's like, oh, it's like, is he gonna do something out there? No, he's just gonna do the same sample combos over and over
Yeah,
again.
man. Oh man, it's just also, but like also it's just people also don't want to lose either. It's like, oh, like
But at the same time, they'll try to make the cases like, well, the top players, they do it all the time. It's like, the thing when it comes to top play, it I I had to explain to a friend because they kept trying to say, "Oh well, this player is amazing," because it's like, dude, I remember fighting that dude bad back in the day. He's not as much as a deity as you're making him out to be. It's just the fact that when we were playing fighting games, how good you are was determined by how bad you were being well done by your competition. Now I know that doesn't make sense, but hear me out on this one. So if you played some random dude, you would eventually get accumulate to guy's skill and get better that way. But what would happen if you played against someone who actually took the time? Yeah, they beat the mess out of you, but the more they beat the mess out of you, the slower it's like you got better, essentially. Because you remember when you were playing me a Street Fighter, you were doing all this other stuff, and I was telling you it's like, oh, that was good, but you could have did better, and I try to show you a little bit. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It pretty much goes back to what I was saying earlier when this podcast started. When it comes to fighting games, you shouldn't be afraid to lose, and you should embrace it more if you do, because if you lost, you're gonna learn something, and you're gonna learn why
Yeah.
you
Because
lost,
I saw
and
this
you're gonna get
video.
better.
I saw this guy, and he was like, he was so proud of that he pulled off a combo that he didn't care that he lost because he pulled
Yep.
off this combo that he had trouble pulling off. Because
Yeah.
there's a sense of progression in terms of losing. I know somebody will say, well, if you keep losing four times out of the day, it's frustrating. It's like, yeah, then you just well take a break from it.
You
You know,
don't become a chess master in a day. I mean, you're gonna lose a lot, and then
because
eventually you'll get to the point.
if we saw every streamer or fighter, FGC player, every time they lost, you'd be surprised how big it is. I mean, like,
Yeah.
oh, over not it's not like they don't lose every single day, but I'm pretty sure before they were who they were, they probably had a lot of L's under their belt, which
Yeah,
is
just
okay.
ask Leffen. Uh, and so yeah, it's just crazy because I think it's the thing that gets me too is how they keep how when it comes to FGC, the new people and a certain bunch of people that I refer to as the '09ers, how they keep saying, "Oh well, I remember this guy. We did this." Like, dude, you barely came into this game. Where were you when this happened? I didn't see you there, and then they do the de facto. Well, I don't see you on the stream, and then I had to be that guy and just say you're not gonna be that guy. So trying to flip it on me isn't gonna make you be that guy either. You're still gonna be less than who you're trying to compare yourself to.
Hmm.
Now, unless you go to Evo and destroy everyone and prove me wrong, no. This is like no, bro. You just not gonna do it. I guess I remember seeing someone talking like bad trash, and then it come like a few minutes later, I come back to the guy he being destroyed by a girl. I was like, I thought you were gonna be the best, but you getting crushed by a random girl. It's like, bruh.
Yeah, but I mean, that's the thing. You don't want to be the person who's like thinks he's better than everybody, because when you get mopped, oof, does it like it's gonna hurt a lot more because the people that saw you talking all that mess are gonna be like, what happened?
Oh, it's the most hilarious thing for me, especially when the people be talking like the mad noise and then they just get destroyed.
Yeah.
Either they get destroyed by a younger person or they get destroyed by by pretty much someone you wouldn't think that will destroy them, like a random person. Or my favorite is where they try to be all like, oh well, a certain person can't play this game. They would never make it this far, and then they would get destroyed by that person. That's why I'm referring to the whole girl thing because I had a couple times where it's like oh look at this scrub, she's a girl, and then you just have a girl come up and just perfect him 3-0. I was like, homie, put down the controller, man. I'll get you a beer because you need something for that salt, bro.
Mm-hmm. Oof.
But you got anything to add to it?
No, I think we're about time on wrapping up on this episode. Um, I think any closing statements would be looking forward to certain things. It's a little slow right now. Um, just trying to get by and everything. Haven't really watched. Should get back into watching things. Um, that Twewy animation just came out, and so and I realized the episodes are on Hulu. So that's something I
Another
probably.
subscription to pay
I mean, yeah. I mean, I know it's a subscription, but I mean, I already have it, so there's no point in just being like, oh. But if it's there, like if
for.
it's there,
I'll give you a pass because you have a mouth to feed, and that mouth needs to be sidetracked when you need to do other stuff.
yeah. But no, I need to go back to playing some of the Yakuza games that I have been putting off. I need to actually get 7. I think there was another game that came out, but I don't remember that I was like, near replicant.
Yep, I gotta hop on that.
But other than that, that's it for me.
Oh, have you played Strikers yet?
No, I haven't played Strikers yet. I've been kind of like I said, I've been working with I've been doing a lot of just working, not work at home, not necessarily actual work, but also I've been just been lazy and putting it to the side.
Yep.
But I will check it out. I do need to just like, cause I'm like, oh, I'm bored. So yeah. Oh, Resident Evil 8. That was another game that's coming out pretty soon.
I don't know about eight. Eight might be too action packed for me to enjoy.
Who knows? Probably you're probably right, but I mean, Resident Evil 2 was also more action oriented.
But it had a good blend to it, to where it's like, you can blast some zombies all you want, but that's not gonna work in your favor because you're gonna die real fast if you
Yeah.
think you could just walk into the city and kill everything in sight.
Hmm. All right, folks. Well, it's about time we wrapped it up. As usual, I'm your host Ed Tama 23.
And I'm in bug. Don't be cocky in your fighting games or you're gonna get bodied eventually.
Yeah. Be humble about your victories and, you know, accept your L's with grace and you'll be fine. All right, everybody. Take care. Have a good night.